What's up, y'all? It's Jimmy coming to you guys with another video. Before we get into the video, as always, please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. And when you guys hit subscribe, please make sure you guys are hitting that notification button. So getting right into the video, it's been a little while since I've done something like this, but I'm going to show you guys how I lace my New Balance 2002 Rs and give you guys all the tips and style advice on how I style them. If you guys have been following the channel for a little while, you guys know I've done this a couple times in the past with the New Balance 550s, Air Jordan 1 Lows, Nike Dunks, and a bunch of other sneakers. And I'll say, as redundant as this information sounds, it seems like it actually really helps a lot of people, so I really love making these videos. And of course, lacing your sneaker isn't anything new or crazy. The tips I'm giving you guys isn't groundbreaking, but I do think when people can visually see it and hear someone walking them through it actually really helps. So getting right into the different lacing styles that I normally do for my 2002 Rs. On the right, you guys can see I have a more laid back, loose fitting lacing style. And then on the left right here, you have more of a traditional, pretty clean cut look with a bow knot right there. The first look that I'll be walking you guys through is the more laid back, relaxed look with the laces sticking out right there. So starting with the laid back look, you guys can see that's a pretty relaxed, comfortable fit. I love doing this style just because it almost acts like a slip-on. Whenever I take my shoes on and off, it's always super easy. So the first piece of advice that I give anyone lacing their shoes, whether it's like this comfortable laid back look or the more traditional lacing style, whether you're getting your shoes new, used, off of eBay, Facebook, Grail, doesn't matter. I myself always like to redo the whole lacing that's already done. And I know what some of y'all might be thinking, yo Jimmy, that's way too much work. I'm not doing all that. But I'm telling you guys, I like to do that myself just because I feel like it gives a more personal touch to the shoes. So starting at the very bottom with all of the shoelace not laced in, you're gonna wanna make sure the left and the right side are even. And I'll definitely say, I don't know if it's because of my OCD, but this is definitely one of the most important steps. And the reason being is you don't wanna get to the very top and you have your right a lot longer than your left. You want to make sure that they both look really even. So after pulling on the left and right side a little bit, and now that they are even, you're going to want to start lacing your shoe. And for the lacing style, there's two traditional options that I personally always stick with. I know there's a lot more different techniques and styles out there, but I always go with over under or under over. For this pair right here, I'm gonna go under over, and starting with the left lace, I'm gonna lay it down and then go under the lace hole rather than going over, and then I'm gonna do the same for the right lace. And once you lace that through, I myself personally don't like to choke the shoe or make it too tight. I still want my shoes to have a pretty snug fit, but also pretty comfortable. So you guys can see we have the first hole lace and it looks pretty good. So far we have a pretty good foundation base. So next up, I'm gonna go up 2 more lace holes using the same pattern. So right, if you went under over, you wanna make sure you keep on doing under over. And if you decided to go over under, you want to make sure you keep on doing that. And then once we get to the 4th hole, going to the 5th hole, you guys can see that there is a lace lock option. Again, putting your laces through this part is completely optional. It's really up to you. I'll say I myself always put my laces through there just because I feel like it gives my shoe a little bit more stability. And finally, when you guys get to the 3rd lace hole from the very top, this is where that loose style comes into play. So I'll definitely say all shoelaces are different depending on your shoe size, but at the end of the day, they should be proportional to the shoe itself depending on your size. For myself, when I lace these last 2 holes, what I'll do is I'll lace it through, but I won't pull it all the way through. I'll leave some slack just to create that more loose effect. And this is definitely something you have to play with just because you don't want your end tips to be too long. You want it to be just right. You don't want it to be dragging on the floor, getting caught up on the ground. You want it to be just hanging right off of the shoe. So after lacing the sneakers all the way up at the very last hole, you'll pull your laces out. And if they're too long and you don't want to go through the whole process again, at the very inside portion of the shoe, you can pull the laces back a little bit to the length of your desire. And that right there is how you lace your New Balance 2002 Rs in a more laid back, relaxed style. And next up, I'm gonna show you guys how to traditionally lace your New Balance 2002 Rs with a perfect bow tie. So just like the laid back look, you wanna create a strong foundational base. And to do that, what I'll do is undo all of the factory lacing that comes on the shoe to the very bottom where you just have the bar across. And once you have the bar across, you wanna play around with the left and the right. You wanna pull one side a little bit more, you wanna pull the left a little bit more, but you want to make sure both the left and the right are even. And once the left and the right are even, you can start lacing the sneaker. Again, you can choose to do the over under method or the under over method. Since for the last sneaker I did under over, for this one here I'll do over under. I'll definitely say the differences between the two are pretty minimal, but I think on some sneakers it actually does make a difference just because of the way the shoelaces are sitting on the sneaker. What I always like to do and what I would tell you guys to do is when you're lacing your sneakers, don't just lace them on the ground, put your feet in them, just so the laces and your shoes actually molded to your feet. And next up, we're going to continue lacing our sneaker with that over under pattern. Again, once you get to that slit on the tongue, it's completely optional to you whether you want to put your laces through there or not. And you guys can see as I'm lacing up the sneaker, even going all the way up, I'm making sure that the left and right side are even. The reason being is even though we made sure they were even at the very bottom, there are times when we pull a little bit harder on the left and the right, so it gets uneven. So once you guys make it all the way to the very top, I normally stop at the second to last hole. And the reason being is I want to usually have a good amount of length to do a good bow knot. If you guys saw with the laid back look, I went all the way to the very top. And the reason being is that shoe itself had a longer tongue than a normal pair of 2002 Rs, but also because we were just taking the laces out of the shoes, we don't want to have too much lace remaining. And I'll honestly say if it's ever so slightly off the left to the right or right to the left, I'll honestly just leave it because you can fix it with the bow tie. So I know everyone has their own way to tie their sneakers and there is no wrong or right way, but this is how I've always tied my sneakers since I was like in middle school up until now, so a good 10 plus years, and it's never given me a lopsided bow tie. It's always been a really straight, horizontal, clean looking bow tie. With the bow tie, you definitely want to make sure that your loops aren't too big, your bunny ears aren't too big, and also the remaining excess laces right here aren't too long and dragging on the ground. And that right there is how I do a traditional over under lacing on these New Balance 2002 Rs. And I know some of you are thinking, did we really just listen to this guy for a good 10 minutes showing us how to lace a pair of sneakers? But I know these videos have been pretty helpful for those that want some more tips and advice and just a visualization. But definitely let me know down below in the comments, are you guys rock with the more laid back look or more of the traditional clean cut bow tie look? I'll definitely say for myself, it's really a toss up. What I lean towards more is this look here, but I really do feel like some shoes look just way better in that laid back look. But it's gonna wrap up the video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something from it. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.